Welcome everyone. My name is Michael Mastro. I'm with Transformational Vedic Astrology, and today we're going to look at the chart for John F. Kennedy, born May 29th, 1917 at 3 p.m. in Brookline, Massachusetts. And if you were to look at the eastern horizon when he was born, you would see the constellation associated with Virgo rising at 27 degrees. 27 degrees becomes the most effective point of every house. Any planet like Mars, like Mercury, like Venus, like Moon, that is within 5 degrees of that 27 degree. Even Jupiter is within that 5 degree mark. Uh, they have a lot of impact, one way or positive or negative. And then we want to analyze how the planets are operating and when they're operating. So let's see. We know that the multiconal planets rule. Some planets rule two signs, and they are more connected with one of those two signs. So the sign that they're most connected with is called the Multicona sign. And so the Multicona signs are 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 11. So wherever we see the Multicona signs in the chart, um, that is what the area of life, each of these houses represents an area of life. These are the areas of life that that person came here to work on. So we see as we go around, the first house has Virgo, ruled by Mercury, and this house has to do with longevity and life purpose and health. And then, he had a lot of health issues. And then we see the second house has to do with wealth and fame and continuation of the marriage, family. So he came here to work on his family. That's Libra, ruled by Venus. Then you see the ninth sign, multigonal sign, which is Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter. Came here to work on happiness through family, and this is also the house of conveyances, love sailing. And let's see. So then we have the 11th sign of Aquarius, ruled by Saturn. So this is the house of health and debts and finances, fire, theft, and cheating, things like that. Things he was working on. He definitely had some infidelity issues in the marriage. Then we have the eighth house has Aries, ruled by Mars, first sign Aries, and so this house has to do with research on the one hand, research into spiritual things, and then also secrets, lots of secret issues, drama, death-like experiences. Then we have the fourth sign of Cancer, ruled by Moon. So we came here to work on income, friendships, connections, fulfillment of desires. And then the fifth sign of Leo, ruled by Sun, came here to work on spiritual growth through letting go of attachments, addictions, and sleep issues. All of those are combined in that house. So those are the main areas of life that he's working on. So now we'll go through and look at each planet and how it's operating in the chart. Now we know that any multiconal signs that fall in the Dusthana houses, the houses that create challenges to help us grow, sixth house, so Saturn becomes malefic. Then we have Aries ruled by Mars. Mars in the eighth house, Mars becomes malefic, as well as Sun in the 12th house. Those are the three malefics, along with Rahu and Ketu, that are in every chart. Malefics in every chart. So we'll see. So Sun we know is malefic. It's at 15 degrees. It brings some difficulty with losses. He lost his brother, his brothers, and his father. Sun represents father, was not good support for him. He was off doing things and not really paying attention to the kids. He was, I think, an ambassador to UK or something like that. Sun also represents digestion. He had a lot of stomach issues, immune issues, and he dealt. This is also foreign land, so he had a lot of dealings with foreign countries, and then some addictions with painkillers for his back that affected his judgment. So that. Then we have Sun is at 24, close to the most effective point, so it has a lot of impact, and it is um, in it becomes weak. Any planet that's in the 6th, 8th, or 12th that rules the 6th, 8th, or 12th becomes weak, as well as Jupiter that's weak in degrees, less than 5 degrees or more than 25. So, like Mercury is more than 25. So it's weak, and it has to do with dealing with the public, um, consulting, hospitality, um, and it's ruling this house of income and friendships and fulfillment of desire. So it's a little bit weak, but did give some political skills, um, good income, friends and success in politics. Close connection, spiritual connection with his mom. Mom was very spiritual. Then we have Mars at 25 degrees. It cannot afflict its own house, but it does afflict 4, 7, and 8 houses away. So 1, 2, 3, 4, afflicting this fulfillment of desires. 5, 6, 7, the marriage. 8, business, communications, things like that. So this is the house of secrets. So he had a secret life with lots of affairs. He had a lot of secret operations that he was doing around the world in the political sphere, in the government. He actually gives him a lot of courage. He got a Purple Heart. This is the house where prostrate issues, and it is also afflicting this third house and this 11th house. 11th house is older sibling. Older sibling died, and then younger sibling Robert was also killed. So some afflictions there. So creating death-like experiences for older and younger siblings, close to the most effective point. Mercury is at 27 degrees. So close to the most effective point. It's a little bit weak. Gives the difficulty with it's in the house of longevity. Some difficulty with longevity. And this is the house. It rules the house of longevity. Give some writing skills, some persuasive speech, strong intellect, conjunct Mars, but there was these secret operations and secret communications. Jupiter's at 0 degrees. So now Jupiter represents children. So I had 2 stillborn children. Close to the most effective point. It's weak, and it is in the house of politics, and it is ruling the house of happiness through family. So some family issues there. And then when Jupiter is weak, you tend to operate out of the norms. Like he had weak morals. Was a womanizer. Let's see. Venus is one of his best planets. It is in this house of good fortune, and ruling the house of wealth and fame and continuation of the marital bond. So it gave him great charisma, good looks, wealth, and status. Saturn is at 4 degrees, just slightly weak, but it's a functional malefic anyway. So it gave him a lot of health issues, and he had spinal issues, back pain and back issues from combat, I think. And then he had Addison's disease, arthritis, prostate issues, and Saturn is also afflicting, one, two, it's afflicting, yeah, no, it's not, because it's not within 5 degrees of any, the most effective point. I don't think it's afflicting anything, but it gives difficulty with longevity because it's slightly weak, and the health issues as well. Okay, so then Rahu and K2. So Rahu, it gives desire for happiness and through family and the sailing. K2 gives spiritual insights into his career. He was a unifier, a spiritual leader, as said to be. Mercury and Mars are conjunct. They're within 5 degrees, so they impact each other. I forgot to mention that. So let's look at the timing of events. Okay, he got into Congress. He was elected into Congress in 1946 during a Rahu-Jupiter period. Desire for career. Jupiter is in the house of politics. It has to do with law and politics. And then he had spinal surgery in Rahu period. Unexpected events. K2. Put his career on hold a little bit for that time. And then he had a daughter during a Rahu Venus period. Venus would be adding on to the family, good fortune through family, and Venus is feminine, so it was a daughter. Then you had in 1957, in 61 he became president during a Rahu Mars period. So Rahu is, desire for the career. Mars is windfall. Got elected. This is the house of windfall, but then it was a foreboding issue because it's death-like experiences as well. So he was assassinated in a Jupiter-Saturn period. Saturn is the indicator for longevity and health. And Jupiter is weak, we know that. So it gives the ending of family. And if we look at the transit chart for that period, November 27, 1963, we can see a number of things going on. So Rahu and Ketu, transit Rahu is afflicting natal Ketu, and transit Ketu is afflicting natal Rahu, causing difficulty or end of family, end of career, short-lived career. And then you have Venus, Mars afflicting Venus, affecting, the, again, end of family. Mars is the indicator for longevity. This is the house of longevity. So Mars is close to the most effective point. It's afflicting the house of communications. 1, 2, 3, 4. Health. 5, 6, 7. Good fortune. 8. Career. So all of that is happening. Let's just see if there's anything else. Saturn is also close to the most effective point. So, and it also represents longevity. So it's afflicting this house of end of creativity. 1, 2, 3. End of relationships. 4, 5, 6, 7. End of income. 8, 9, 10. End of relationship. So quite a few things happening. So what could we do to strengthen this chart? So we want to transform Saturn, Mars, and Sun with charities, and as well as Rahu and Ketu. So helping others who cannot help themselves. Saturn is service, so his life was really about service, helping other people. So that he was taken care of to some extent. Also, chants, Gregorian chants. He was Catholic. That would have strengthened or transformed those malefic planets. But you could also, for Saturn, say Shiva, Mars, Hanuman, Sun, Vishnu, Rahu, Shiva, Ketu, um, helping spiritual organizations, listening to Ganesh chants. And then definitely need to strengthen Jupiter, which is very weak. Could have helped with his children and his politics and his family. So, yellow sapphire or kavash, a locket containing the Devata yantra for Jupiter, as well as Moon, would have helped his income and fulfillment of desires. Um, so, wearing a pearl or the kavash, and then Venus would have helped with family again. So that would have been diamond or the kavash, and then Mercury for communication, business, longevity. So green, emerald, wearing green, as well as a kavash would have been helpful. So those are the main points for this chart. Um, If you have any questions, you can email me at michaelmastrovastu@gmail.com. If you'd like to get a reading, you can go to www.vastucreations.com. You can see this form of astrology is very accurate. And if you'd like to learn Transformation Vedic astrology, you can go to American Institute of Vastu.com. And if you want to get certified as an astrologer, you can take level 1 and level 2 at AmericanInstituteOfVastu.com. Thank you very much for listening. I'm Michael Mastro.